Hey guys, did you try your Dynamax Beldum raid yet? After Niantic introduced this Beldum into Dynamax raid, I thought this is gonna be easier to defeat wrestler Pokemon, Charmander and Ulu on the wrestler Pokemons. After trying to use the regular one, which I caught through the Dynamax raid, but after trying to defeat Beldum, after trying for a couple times, I knew I have to evolve. So those are the Pokemons I evolve. I add the second move set. So I caught the two pretty good Charizard, not the Charizard, I Charmander. So I evolve all the way to the Charizard. And in addition to the fulfill rest, after defeating the first Beldum raid, the first one was pretty good, so I add additional moveset. I max out without using XL candy. The same thing with Charizard, and I add the second set. And also I had another Blastoise, another Pokemon I caught, so I evolve all the way to the Blastoise. Same thing, and I add the additional second raid too, which is I just mentioned to this ones. So you upgrading max players, all the attack move set is the only way, and other ones probably you don't need to use the candy to upgrade it. Let's try see what this the first raid will be looks like. So automatically they pick the Metagross and Charizard, but when entering, probably it's better to change it to the Charizard, and probably using one of the Charizard will be able to defeat if you're lucky. If not, you have to use a second Pokemon to defeat it. So using this one, using Blast Burn, you see the gauge was easy to decreasing. The Beldum the gauge is decreasing. When trying to use a Metagross and Blastoise, even though you hit the second pretty good charge attack, you don't decrease the Metagross's gauge. So probably use maybe two of Charizard and trying to defeat all the way. Probably this will be easier if you spend the rest. Usually it will take when you try to do the Beldum raid, it usually takes about 4 minutes. So if you don't want to spend the time, probably try to use two of the Charizard and trying to defeat it. I open up the another charge attack Blast Burns by keep hitting the Blast Burns when I feel the gauge attack all the way to use it. And the reason why I evolved the Beldum to the Metagross, to see what the Metagross will be do for against the Beldum, but I tried to use it, but I don't see any effect on the Beldums. And I like this effect of evolving all the way to Dynamax Pokemons. The graphic effect is pretty good too. When doing the solo Beldum raid, it really takes time. It takes probably 4 minutes, of course 5 minutes. And another thing I like it, I don't have to stay in the one locations. Once I start it, I can move away from the power stop. That's the one thing I like it. It's pretty difficult to stay in one location 4-5 minutes. If I have to do something else, once I start it, I just walk away and I stop in my cell phone screens. That's what I usually do. Sometimes if the speed is too fast, like riding on the local trains, something hit it. The first time when you're trying to start it, if the games doesn't like it, it's just not it won't work. But it depends on the speed and when you're trying to enter into your like a Dynamax raid. It's almost done. Reward is pretty good after completing the Dynamax raids. Yeah, the reward is pretty good, but since I have only 3 of them, so I don't want to put this after the power spot. When doing Dynamax Beldum raid, usually I don't see anyone around, so chances are very slim that someone will be joined. Let's say if you're away from the location where the people gather, so you end up with you have to use your Pokemon to defeat it and keep collecting the good Beldum Dynamax enable. So I can't use those good Beldum for any future the Dynamax raid. Well, this is my soul rating against the Dynamax Beldum. See you next time. Bye.